In today's news, BVI lines worker make history. Census challenges persist. Nurses Association hosts a series of events. Senior Citizens Month commences. BVI to be represented at the USVI'S horse racing carnival races. GUMBS launches to world's top 35 in shot put. We have the details of this and so much more when 284 News returns.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Start the year off with more. More speed, more downloading, more savings, and more Fire. CCT Fire Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI CCT Fire and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Thursday, May 2nd, 2024. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Thursday's wish to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. A team of line workers from the BVI Electricity Corporation made history recently, capturing first place in the experienced team category at the Carolec Line Workers Rodeo for the second straight year. The five-man BVI crew, led by transmission and distribution foreman Donaldson Hamlet, outperformed utility teams from across the Caribbean region at the annual event held in Antigua on Sunday, April 21st. Junior linesmen Shaquille Samuel, Damian Richardson, Edward Pollock, and assistant linesman Lennox Matthew Jr. rounded out the winning squad. Members of the team recently visited 284 Media and sat down with myself to share on their history and experiences with the competition.
This is not our first time. This is actually our third rodeo.
Interesting, okay.
Yes, we had some challenges. Our first rodeo was in 2019, just before COVID.
Okay.
We went to the rodeo not knowing what to expect. We hadn't seen a rodeo before. So we just went and tried to follow on, and I think we came back with 2 second places, maybe 2 plaques or something like that. And then last year, but what I did after we came back from the first rodeo was build a training ground.
Okay.
Because I get to understand what is being done at the rodeo. So we built a training ground and then we started training the guys for next year. But then COVID came, so we had a couple of years not doing anything. So we went last year, to the rodeo again. It was quite a challenge because we left here Friday morning and we didn't get to St. Lucia until Sunday afternoon.
Interesting.
When we got to St. Lucia, all the other teams had already done their part. So when we got there, all we were saying was Dominica in the lead, St. Lucia in the lead, and then they gave us the opportunity to still do what we had to do.
Okay.
And we whipped all of them.
Nice. Well, late but still successful.
Yeah.
So to even further, add to what he was saying, that when we arrived there the Sunday morning, the parade was commencing and there was only 2 of us in that parade, whilst we were with the others, to come. And when I got there, one of the questions that was asked to me is that would we still participate?
Okay.
And I said, no matter what happened, we are going to participate.
Awesome.
So they are waiting for when the other guys got there and gave us the opportunity so that we would be able to participate.
The Carolec Line Workers Rodeo features a series of timed event testing line workers' ability to safely and efficiently perform common utility tasks. Events included high voltage cutout installation, fuse link changeout, insulator replacement, grounding installations, and hurt man rescue. The representatives also reflected on these various aspects of the competition.
For us, when we enter into the competition in the morning, you get stage fright in everything that you do. You have all the butterflies in your stomach and all of those things. So I personally had to encourage, my guys and tell them, listen, we are already here. We know that, the bullseye is on our back. We are not competing with anyone. We are actually competing with ourselves because everyone else has to try, to get to beat us. So stay focused and let us do what we know, best and to do it effectively. So the first thing for the morning, more or less, is like, what do you expect of yourself when you start, to go up that pole, and to take all the necessary precaution not to slip, so that you would not lose no points, because this point standard starts at 100, and as you falter, you lose points. It is by 2, some is by 10, at times it's even 50 points, based on how long you stay doing what you're doing. So the challenges for us was more or less to be able to execute effectively.
BVIEC hailed the back-to-back first place finishes as a significant achievement. The rodeo provides a forum for line workers to sharpen their skills through friendly competition and shared training. Congratulations is extended to all the other utilities and contractors, and also to CARELECT and the sponsors for providing the necessities for the competition to be conducted. The statement added, CENSUS, of course, and we congratulate the gentlemen on their amazing work in the rodeo competition in Antigua. Virgin Islanders are being reminded of the critical importance of participating in the ongoing census, as challenges continue to slow down the data collection process across the Virgin Islands. In a recent interview, Director of Central Statistics Office Raymond Phillips reflected on the prevailing situation and underscored why completed and accurate census data is still vital.
The enumeration is going very slow. It has a lot to do with, persons refusing, persons telling them to come back, and when they go back, they're telling them to come back again. Right. We've had issues where, persons refuse to tie their dogs and refusing to open their doors, and those kind of things. And it discourages the enumerator, because having to go back and forth really discourages. And in some instances, it gets dangerous in the sense that, if persons are not willing to tie their dogs and things, and things like that, the enumerators will not, want to take those chances. I've had situations where enumerators have told me they didn't sign up for this. So I'm always appealing to the public, and we need to get this done. It has to be done. That's the bottom line.
He explained that census data guides policy decisions and planning for infrastructure, housing, education, healthcare, and other key services of impact to Virgin Islanders and their daily lives. An incomplete census painting is an inaccurate population picture and can lead to misguided priorities.
A census is an exercise which collects a host of data, ranging from sanitation, disability, health, marriages, employment, housing situation, whatever. It collects a whole set of data. And that's the reason it's done every 10 years. Because, the amount of data that it collects, it kind of overwhelm the persons that are providing the data somewhat, so it's done every 10 years so as not to, have that kind of situation too often. Now, as I said earlier, every country does a census. It's very important. It's mandated by the government, and it's mandatory that it's being done. It's important because the kind of data that it collects, we don't collect it anywhere else. We get requests for this data from, you name it, everyone. And, persons need to appreciate that this data at some point in time will also help them.
Despite the importance, Phillips' team has faced difficulties in ensuring full participation and cooperation from all households. As a result, the Statistics Office has recently taken action to increase legal backing for the enumeration process, including introduction of fines for failure to respond.
Recently, due to the fact that a lot of the cooperation that I anticipated was not forthcoming, and even though in my Statistics Act of 2005, I had an avenue whereby I could hold people accountable for not cooperating, we were basically forced to address that penalty regime and change it from one that speaks to making court appearances to an administrative penalty, which amounts to paying a ticket. Now, we had to take this before the House. It was passed by Cabinet, of course, and of course then it had to go through the House. We deliberated, and it was passed in the House. So now, as we speak, we have the authority to issue tickets for persons and households who do not cooperate. I don't want to do it, but there has been too many instances where persons, for whatever reason, are mean to the enumerators and would suggest things like, do what you want, but I'm not answering these questions. And sometimes it makes me wonder why, because, you know, we go out there with our badges, we emphasize the confidentiality of the information that's being collected. You know, we tried our best to put things in place to make sure that the enumerators are in and out of the households as quick as possible. I mean, we do everything to make it not as intrusive as possible.
Phillips remains confident that with sustained public engagement and residents underscoring and understanding what's at stake, an accurate count can be achieved to set the Virgin Islands in the right direction. Viewers, up next, we have more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Vibe! All right! Monet! Voice!
Na 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 na. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Baby, baby, yeah.
Raw TV!
There's a meeting in my bed, in my bed.
Alkaline!
Yeah, my system, we are create waves like the ocean, yeah.
Freddie Jackson!
Oh, my lady.
Gramps Morgan!
Feels like heaven, heaven surrounds me.
And more! The 24th, 25th, and 26th of May 2024. The Virgin Islands Music Festival. 60 beats, one vibe.
For more information, visit virginislandsmusicfestival.com.
He hit me. Will CG cover this?
Don't worry. Remember when I was in that competitive arm wrestling circuit? 3-time champion, baby. I did feel bad crushing all those arms and dreams. So I took them all out for ice cream. And then we got crushed. Anyway, CG handled my claims fast.
That explains the arm.
The best cover for the best value. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Continuing on the local scene here in the British Virgin Islands, the BVI Nurses Association is hosting a week of events in observance of Nurses Month. Recently, President of the BVI Nurses Association and Assistant Secretary stopped by to speak on the activities.
We start off by blessing God and praising God, because nursing is a profession of care, and God is love. So because of that, we start off with a church service. This church service will be held this year in Jos Van Dyke at Beacon of Hope Church. We would leave West End at 9 a.m. to attend church there. On Monday, there will be a panel discussion on our current theme, which is our nurses, our future, the economic power of care. And that theme came from the International Council of Nurses. And they are saying that care and nurses have an economic power. We change societies, we change lives, we change economies. So based on that, we are going to have this panel discussion. There are 4 persons on the panel. One is our CNO, Mrs. Justin Hannibal. She will be talking about the future of nursing in the BVI. Then we'll have Mrs. Benjamin, the manager of NHI. She'll be talking of nurses in the past in the BVI. We have Miss Ann Peters from Grenada, former nurse educator, a former minister of health. She now has a school, so she will be actually speaking on the economic impact nurses can make in a community. And by no means least, Apostle Vivian Duncan will be another speaker speaking about the economic power of care and where God sits in this theme, our nurses, our future, the economic power of care. So he will encapsulate the whole thing and give us a godly view of how our theme applies to us as nurses.
Nurse Libby, president of the BVI Nurses Association, also spoke on the exciting fundraising bingo night planned for families to enjoy.
The bingo night will be at Mulligan's. So I would like to say thank you to Captain Mulligan for having us on Monday. Our prizes they're small prizes, but it's a fun night. It's a fun night. Yes, it's a night for us to mingle, get to know one another, because it's for all nurses in the BVI. It's not just for BVI HSA, it's nurses in the private sector, public sector. All of us come together and have some fun. So we will have a TV, a 55-inch TV, food processor, air fryer, maybe some perfumes, gift certificates. So I'm also inviting you to come out and join in the fun
My team and I love a good
on Tuesday night.
That's fine. All right.
Okay. I was going to also add that we want the public also to come if they can, because it will be like a fundraiser. So it's not just focused on the nurses. So everybody can come and let us have fun and make some money for the association.
For the full interview, visit all 284 media platforms. The month of May heralds the beginning of Senior Citizens Month in the British Virgin Islands, as residents gathered on Wednesday, May 1st to mark the occasion with a special church service commemorating its 35th anniversary. Distinguished dignitaries, including Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, Deputy Premier, the Honorable Lorna Smith, OBE, Minister for Health and Social Development, the Honorable Vincent O. Wheatley, and 3rd District Representative, the Honorable Julian A. Fraser, RA, graced the event with their presence, recognizing the invaluable contributions of the territory's senior citizens. In a solemn declaration, the Health Minister officially inaugurated the month-long celebration, urging residents to reflect on and celebrate the lives of seniors and their contribution across the territory.
Let us remember the true essence of Senior Citizens Month lies not only in the celebrations, but also the everyday moments of connection, kindness, and compassion that we share. Together, let us strive to build a future where age is not a barrier or a burden, but a badge of honor, where every senior is valued and cherished for the unique gifts they bring to our lives. Others being my practice during this month, and look forward to additional opportunities afforded me to interact with each of you as Minister for Health and Social Development.
The theme for this year's anniversary is Powered by Connection and was highlighted by Premier Wheatley, who emphasized its relevance and importance in fostering bonds of unity and appreciation within the community.
Loneliness and a number of negative effects can develop when our connection with others declines or is lost. Hence, the theme of this year's Senior Citizens Month, Powered by Connection, underscores the profound impact of social connections and relationships on the health, wellness, and overall quality of life of our senior citizens, something which is often overlooked in its importance. Research consistently shows that social connections play a vital role in promoting physical and mental well-being among older adults. Meaningful relationships with family, friends, and the community not only contribute to emotional support, but also help in reducing stress, lowering the risk of chronic diseases, and enhancing cognitive function by fostering a strong sense of belonging and social engagement. We can create a supportive environment that promotes healthy aging and longevity.
Premier Wheatley also took a moment to pay tribute to the late Carvin Malone, a former Minister for Health and Social Development and a staunch advocate for senior citizens. Wheatley highlighted Malone's unwavering dedication and commitment to the well-being of the elderly and reminded those in attendance of the privilege and honor it is to reach such an advanced age.
My cousin and colleague used to say, "My golden gems." And I remember Calvin Malone this morning. He would have been 65 this year. And you remember Calvin Malone? Yes. He would have been 65 this year. And it is a reminder that the privilege of becoming a senior is not afforded to many. So if God has blessed you to be in the land of the living and to be able to celebrate a Senior Citizens Month, let's give God a round of applause.
Reflecting on the profound impact of senior citizens on the fabric of the BVI society, 3rd District Representative, the Honorable Julian Fraser RA, lauded their pivotal role in laying the groundwork for future generations.
You gave us a modern airport. You gave us a modern hospital. You gave us a comprehensive high school. You gave us a college. You gave us a coastal road from West End to Road Town. You gave us territory-wide electricity. You gave us educated children. You gave us our financial services and lots more. For all that, we say, thank you.
As Senior Citizens Month unfolds, residents are encouraged to participate in various activities and initiatives aimed at honoring and celebrating the cherished elders of the BVI community. Viewers, up next, we have more on the local scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Angie, how can I get my claims paid quick? Rent's due next week.
CG processes 99% of claims within 5 days. Remember when I was hang gliding with those goats? I caught a gust of wind and flew right into a moving car. Every appendage was in the cast, and they paid fast and fairly. That's what I get for trusting a man with a mustache and an eye patch. Now I gotta go. I'm meeting the guy who bedazzled my toes.
99% of claims are processed within 5 days. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Bye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know?
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know, I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hooked, I tell you.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Continuing on On Friday, tomorrow, May 3rd, 2024, the British Virgin Islands will be fully represented at the 2024 Carnival Races, being held in St. Thomas, USVI at the Clinton E. Phipps Racetrack. Mr. Calvert White, Commissioner of the Department of Sports, Parks and Recreation, in an interview with myself, said he was pleased that the BVI was participating in the races and noted that both islands have always collaborated with each other to make races possible.
Well, first, let me put it on the record that the U.S. Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands has always had a long-standing relationship together. When our track went down in 2017, the BVI at that time still had their racetrack. As a matter of fact, our starting gate, we did an MOU with the promoter up there, and we used to send our starting gate up to Tortola so that they can have races. Full circle now, their track is not up, and ours is down, and I expect a lot of the BVI people to come down. I know there is a boat leaving Road Town, I think at 10:30 a.m. in the morning, and it's leaving from Red Hook at 6 p.m. that evening. But, you know, horse racing culturally is something that's also big in the BVI, and I expect that boat to be jam-packed with people coming down to the races. You know, one of your fellow BVN people, Les Moore, who was a former track promoter.
We're coming for your Governor's Cup.
Well, yeah. He told me that cup is going back across the waters to the BVI. I saw his horse yesterday, a beautiful horse, and I know a lot of people are coming out to support him. But that's the type of relationship that we have, not just in horse racing, but just all around. We have the BVI USVI Friendship Week. So I look forward to seeing our fellow counterparts coming down and enjoying the races with us.
According to the official race car, there will be some 7 races with 2 horses from Tortola and another from Anegada representing the BVI. The Tortola horses, owned by Top Priority Stables, Ghost in You, will be aiming to capture the Governor's Cup, while Risk versus Reward will compete in the last race. The purse for the first mile Governor's Cup is $40,000, while the 1/116th mile race is, of course, $25,000. In an invited comment to our agency, horse owner of Top Priority Stables, Mr. Lesmore Smith, said he was pleased to be participating in the USVI Carnival races. He said, and I quote, "I love the sport wholeheartedly, and despite any challenges, it's always a pleasure to be able to compete. This year, Top Priority has 2 horses competing, and we are looking forward to doing very well. And of course, we look forward to seeing the fans come out and enjoy the races." Additionally, Mr. Kenny Francis of Francis Family Farms of Anegada will see his horse, Alabama Jama, making its debut and competing in the very same race as one of the BVI horses in race number 7. In an invited comment, Mr. Kenny Francis had this to say. Take a listen.
Kenny Francis from Francis Family Farm, checking in from St. Thomas. The preparation been good, you know, we're looking strong, looking healthy, looking to bring home that race. Like Lesmo said, we're looking first and second in that race for the BVI, you know, and for Anegada. Don't leave out Anegada.
Virgin Island Jaman GUMBS vaulted himself into the top 35 of the current world rankings with a record-shattering performance in the shot put at the Texas Tech Corky Krukov foot shootout last Thursday. He threw 20.29 meters to win the event, surpassing John Campbell's long-standing all-time mark of 20.3 meters, set back in 1982. The performance elevated GUMBS to number 34 in the latest world ranking for the 2024 season. He also now ranks number 4 among all NCAA shot putters. Congratulations to him on his success. Viewers, that is it for today's News Roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at Tweet4Media and Tweet4BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. A happy Thursday. Goodbye.
Vibe. All right. Monet. Voice.
Na 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 na. Whoa.
Baby, yeah. Raw TV.
There's a meeting in my bed,
Alkaline.
System we are create waves like the ocean, yeah.
Freddie Jackson.
Oh, my lady.
Gramps Morgan.
Feels like heaven. Heaven surrounds me.
And more. The 24th, 25th, and 26th of May 2024. The Virgin Islands Music Festival. 60 beats, one vibe.
For more information, visit virginislandsmusicfestival.com.